Hi everyone, welcome back to Beyond Your Knowledge. So we're going to be studying nephrolithiasis. Before we continue, I would like to share with you Psalm 23:1. And says that the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Amen. So the Lord is my shepherd. Okay, so and then I shall not want. Yeah. Cool. So now we're going to be talking about nephrolithiasis. So in nephrolithiasis, we're going to see the content. So let's just break it down here. So we're going to see the content. We're going to see the frequency. We're going to see the radiograph opacity. We're going to see the pH, and then we're going to see the microscopic appearance. Okay, so since we're going and then so all this. Okay, so since we're going to take more than one slide, so I will copy this, and then let me just put in a new slide here. So you're going to use this probably a few times. Okay, so now we can start with the first one that we're going to see is about calcium. So we're going to see two about calcium here. Let's see, we have in a room, probably we'll have. So you're going to see two about calcium, and one of those is called calcium oxalate. So calcium with U, calcium oxalate. So what do you think is the frequency oxalate? It is the most common, which is very high, 70% to 80%. So if made of calcium, so you think that we can see it, it's available to watch, that you can see it in the right X-ray, yes, and it's higher than others. So the pH is going to be, doesn't have a pH. So how we can looks like microscopically. So microscopically, that has the shape of octahedron. So octahedron, and which is basically a square with X in the center. So if we draw, for example, square here, like this is square, and then you do an X. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, so you can draw a square and then an X. So basically this is how this looks like. Okay, so now we can move on. The next one that we're going to see is also about calcium. So I'm going to do this like this. We're still talking about calcium. But it's in one. So this one is also calcium, but this one is calcium phosphate. Calcium phosphate is as common as the calcium oxalate. So for this one, we're going to just keep this, that we can know that is common, the same. And radiograph opacity, yes, also. So there we go. So basically it's the same too. But what about the pH? Is it going to be no pH? No number about pH. Well, now it's different. So the calcium phosphate needs to have a pH more than 7. Okay, how this one is going to look like on the microscopy. So it's going to be elongated and also wedge shape. Okay, wedge shape, and what else? And then forms rosettes. So some form rosette. So basically it's going to be like, and you have this here and you have different things, they are just coming like that. Okay, so basically this is now the other ones that we're going to see. We're going to put on a slide, and we're going to see the magnesium ammonium. So I will probably copy this one more time. I'm not sure if we can be done, but just in case, so it is better to have it because it's easier to erase it than make it again. Okay, so the next one, magnesium ammonium. So magnesium ammonium phosphate, and then the parentheses we can say is struvite or triple phosphate. Struvite or triple phosphate. Now the frequency of this one, so it's not as common as calcium, but it's still been 1/4 basically of the population, or a little bit less. So the frequency is going to be 15%. Radiopacity, the population is 15% as I mentioned, and the radiograph opacity is going to be is going to be high, but not as high as the calcium one. But the pH is interesting because the same, more than 7.0 calcium, like calcium, the pH. Okay, and how do you think it's going to look like on the microscopically? So it's a rectangular prism. Okay, so rectangular prism that looks like a coffin lids. Okay, and then how do you think you're going to do? Well, so imagine just like this, and then like that. Okay, now the next one that we're going to see is uric acid. Uric acid. So uric acid is very low percent. Is going to be, but not super low. It's low, but it's not as low one. We're going to say, so 5% of the frequency, no radiograph opacity, and the pH for uric acid is going to be less than. There we go. You're fine. Less than 7. So how it's going to look like a microscope is going to be yellow or red brown diamond or thrombus, or red brown diamonds or rhombus. So basically, the diamond is just like something like this. Well, probably looks like that, or just a rhombus, which is it's an idea. Probably it's not super. Okay, so then we have that was uric acid. Then we have one more, which is the less common, and this one is called cysteine. The frequency is 1%. So radiopacity, yes. The pH less than 7. So if you remember, we have 2 with less than 7, which is cysteine and uric acid. And then we have 2 with more than 7 is calcium phosphate and magnesium phosphate, because they have phosphate has more than 7, and now they just come back to cysteine. The pH should be less than 7, as we mentioned. And how this is going to look like microscopic, it's going to be flat, yellow, hexagonal. So hexagonal has 6 points. Hexagonal is going to be just like that. Okay, it's hexagonal, and yeah. So thank you so much for watching the video, and hopefully you learn and I learn, and may God bless you and all you good work. Remember that we can do all things through Christ, and God bless.